Days last year, and I made an app on it.
So what did you work on? Like, किस चीज़ के related app था?
I'd worked on like an app that teaches maths for like primary grades.
Oh, and like, did you showcase your project somewhere? कहीं पे डाला on any platform, Behance, Dribbble, etc.
No.
अच्छा ओके सो आई वाज प्लानिंग कि एक बार हम लोग इस सेशन में ये भी कवर अप कर लेंगे कैसे अपने डिज़ाइंस को शोकेस करना होता है प्रॉपर तरीके से एनीवेज आई स्टार्ट विद द सेशन देन गिव मी 1 minute स्क्रीन शेयर
Has everyone downloaded Figma? Did anyone face any issue?
No. No, we didn't get any issue.
नो
I have downloaded Figma, but like to open Figma, I always have to open this Figma setup always.
Figma setup? No, you just click on the Figma setup once and install it. And then you can go on the start menu and type out Figma. It will open the application and not the exe file.
Yeah, I tried, but I couldn't find Figma, the app. It's only showing the exe file.
So, did you click on the exe file and run it?
Yeah, I have opened Figma right now on my PC, but like I tried to pin it on the desktop. So I tried to find the file, but I couldn't find the file. I only found the exe file.
okay so like right now can you for this session can you use the web version of Figma so like by the end of the session you can screen share and we can help you figure it out.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so for this session, if you are having trouble installation with Figma, you can just use the web version, and by the end of the session, we'll figure it out. Okay.
Okay.
Um, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so first of all, we have when you open Figma, first of all, you get this screen. Okay. So you can see three buttons over here: import file, new FigJam, and new design file. So mainly we'll be working on the design file. I'll just give an introduction to FigJam and import file. So basically FigJam is that it's basically a whiteboard inside of Figma, and you can use it to collaborate with your ideas, etc. Just put your ideas together, pen it down, so that it's easier for you to start designing. So we will not be covering FigJam. FigJam is like very easy to use. It's just a whiteboard sort of thing. So it's better if you people explore it on your own. I'll start with the design file. So when you click on a new design file, a file like this will open. I have changed the background color as of now, but a design file like this will open. A design file like this. So starting with the top bar, I'll first explain the UI of the Figma and the basic tools. This one which is selected right now, it's the cursor. So you can it's basically the cursor inside the application. It is used to move objects, and if you press it and drag it, this blue selection sort of thing will come, through which you can select different elements. I'll come to this tool again later when we have few elements on the screen. Right now I'll go to the next one. This is the frame tool. Okay, so when you click it over here, you will see a right section, a panel opens up at the right end of your screen, and there are various options in this panel. So like phone, tablet, desktop, presentation. So normally this frame, this is basically the canvas for your design. Okay, so whatever you make inside of this canvas will be exported. So there are some pre-made or like pre-saved canvas shapes and resolutions over here, which are like more commonly used. Like if you press the phone one, you can see various phone canvas, phone artboards, like different for different iPhones and Android. Same way there are for tablets and desktops. So as of now, I'll just show you on how desktop artboard. So I'm creating a desktop artboard. So this white rectangle sort of thing comes up. So this is my canvas. Okay. Now inside of this, all the elements which I add, they all will be exported in the final design which I have to present. Then moving on to the next tool, you will have this rectangle sort of shape over here. So you can just try to drag it over here, and you will see that a rectangle creates. Okay. Now while doing so, if you press the shift key, then a square will create. So basically what the shift key does is it creates a uniform shape instead of like a more deformed shape. So this is the rectangle. Now we'll come to this later. If you press on the drop down option, there are more options like line, arrow, and then the circle one, polygon, star. So one by one I'll cover them all. This is the line. Again, you can just drag a line like this and it will create, or the like another thing you can do is that press the shift key and then a straight line will come. Same way if you press a shift key over like this, a horizontal line will come, and if you drag your cursor over here and press, then a diagonal line will appear. Then this is the arrow tool. So this is same as a line tool, just it has a arrow head sort of thing at its end. Then there is the circle tool. So if you press the shift key, a proper circle comes up, or you can, or if you just drag it like this, more irregular circle appears. And after that there is this polygon tool. So okay, in this polygon tool by default it is set on triangle. I'll tell you later on how to increase the number of sides in the polygon. And this is the star tool. This is used to create stars. And at the end there is this place image or video tool. So when you click this, a prompt opens up where they ask you to import a image or a video. Okay, so this is for importing images and video directly to Figma. Then the pen tool we'll cover in the later session. Like this is a little bit difficult, so we'll cover this in the second or third session somewhere. Then there is the text tool. So basically, most like in almost every design, you have to add text somewhere or else in UI designs. So when you select the text tools and press it over here, it opens this text cursor sort of thing, and you can then directly type anything. So the text will appear. And at the end, there is this plugin tool, which we'll cover in later sessions. Like this does not have any use right now, but we'll after you learn how to use Figma, we'll explain it. And then there's this hand tool. So basically this is used to move around the file, just so that you can navigate around the file. And when you're working with like other people in the same file, so like many times you ask someone to review a file and they can leave comments. So whenever this is the last one is the comment tool. So whenever you press this, this cursor sort of thing opens up, and when you click anywhere, add a comment option comes, and then you can type any comment and just press enter, and then it is saved over there. So it is used for giving feedbacks when you are working on a more collaborative file with other people. Do you have any queries about this over here, the tools over here?
No.
Okay, then moving on to the left panel. So in the left panel, you will see that there are 2-3 options over here: layer, assets, page one. Assets we will skip for now. Okay, so like that requires more advanced Figma tools. Then first of all, I'll explain the layers one. You might not be seeing this pages option. I'll explain it how to get it how to use it later. But first of all, for the layer thing. So normally, if you will see that, 1 second. Okay, so right now you will see that like you must be knowing how to use like how the stacking thing works. Okay, so basically you can imagine like these are sheets kept on top of each other. So the sheet which is on top of the sheet below it, that element will appear about the like, for example, this is the rectangle over here and it is kept below the polygon. Polygon is my triangle. So in my artboard, it is like the polygon is above the rectangle. You can see like the rectangle is appearing below the polygon. Same way, if I click this and drag it above the polygon, now the rectangle is above this polygon, and the polygon is hidden by the rectangle. So basically, your layers work in such a way that whenever you select like the layer on top, the layer which is on top will be on top of the artboard also. Okay. Then normally while working with like many layers, when you're trying to create a bigger file or a website sort of thing, so there are like hundreds and 200s of layers at least. Okay, so in such cases it's better to like rename your layers, because when you're working with like I'll show you an example. So this was a UI created some time back. Now if you will see, there are like a lot of elements over here, and if I open each one of them, there a lot of elements will come up. Look. So normally what we say prefer is that you rename your elements so that they don't get lost. You can just double click on them and then the rename option will appear. And you can rename them, and later on when you have to find your your rename elements, then you can just press Control F in Windows or Command F, and it will open this find prompt, and then I can type out my layer which I'm trying to find, and it will give all the options. Okay. So all the layers with that name, or you there is the search button that also does the same thing, opens the find layer. Then this was the left panel. Now in the left panel you will see that there are two main names, like there are two main, like the more sets of set sort of thing, which has all the other elements inside them. So these are the artboard names. For example, if I change the artboard name over here, it will automatically change over here. So like in one file you can create various artboards, so that you don't have to create a new file for every artboard, and every artboard will have certain elements inside of them. And then coming on to the right panel, so whenever you select an element, you will see that various options appear over here. So I'll start with the top one. You can see such six buttons over here. So first of all, this one is the left align. So when you click this, your element gets aligned with the left edge of the artboard. Then there is the center line. So the art, like the element is now in the center of the artboard, and then there's the right align, which is opposite of the left align. Same way there are vertical alignment, like this was the horizontal alignment options. Same way there's the vertical alignment options. The fourth option aligns it with the top. The fifth one aligns it vertically in the center, and the sixth one aligns it at the bottom of bottom edge. Then you will find these letters sort of thing written over here, X, Y, W, and H. So X and Y are the positioning of an element in a artboard. For example, if I move the element to the right, you will see that the X, like the X value is increasing and increasing. So if you're familiar with how the graph system works, this is same like that. This is like the 0 point, and then y goes down and x goes to the right. So whenever we move an element to the right, the x value increases, and when you move it towards the down, the y value increases. Then there is the width and the height options. So now if I, like for example, I need to increase the size of my rectangle, I can just either drag it down, and then you will see that the height option increases over here, and same way the width also functions the same way. Like if I drag the rectangle, it will increase the width. Then you will see there is this pin sort of thing over here. So what it does is that when you press it and then change either of the values, like if I change it to 1000, now you will see my breadth, or sorry, my height also increase along with the width. So what it does is like it fixes the proportion. Like for example, if I set it to 1500 right now, now this is in a 2:3 ratio. Okay, and then if I press select this pin option and then I switch this to 2000, it will automatically maintain the 2:3 ratio. Okay, after that there is this angle sort of thing. So basically what it does is that when you hover your cursor near one of the vertices of the element, this curved arrow sort of thing will come, and then you can just press it and drag it, so it will rotate the object around the center of the element. So and you will see that when you rotate this object, this value changes. So for example, on 0 it is like this, and if I change it to 90 degree, then it will become vertical. Okay, and after that, this sixth option over here is the corner radius. So basically, when you zoom into an object, you will see that there are circles, four circles at the edges of the object over here. One, two, three, and four. So normally, the number of edges you have in a element, or those many number of circles are present over here. And when you press these circles and drag them inside, the edges of your rectangle become smoother. So say, and you will see that this value increases. So basically these values over here, they are linked to the properties of the elements on the artboard. If you change either on the artboard, the values will change over here, and if you change the values over here, or they will automatically change on the artboard. Okay, then leave the constraint part right now. Then there's the layer section. The layer section has various drop down options over here. So these drop down options work better when you have a image sort of thing. But I'll like right now I'm showing you with the fixed elements, so I'll come to the image part later. Then there's the fill section. Okay, so normally when you create any element, it will have two, three options. Like the color of the element is the fill section. So if I click on this small icon sort of thing over here, it will open the hex for me, and I can just simply change the color over here. I can either drag it, and there's this option to enter the hex code directly, and then there's this color picker tool. So what this does is that this opens a circle sort of thing over here, and whenever you hover it over another element, the color of that element comes in the circle. And so I have to select this color for my element, for my rectangle over there. So I will just hover over and press it like this, and then the rectangle gets that color on which I pressed. Under the fill section, you will see that there is this 100% written over here. So this is the opacity. If I reduce it to 50%, basically it will be 50% the color of the element and 50% the background. Then there is this hide icon. So basically, if you wish to see how it looks without the fill or without the coloring, you can just press it. And there's this minus icon to remove the coloring. You can add various layers of coloring on top of each other. You can just customize the coloring thing and try to explore it on your own. Then there's the stroke feature. So basically the stroke and the boundary are same. When you press the stroke, wait, I'll increase the size so that it's visible. Oh. Yeah, so you can see this black boundary over here. The stroke works same as the fill. You can just click it, and then the stroke color will open up, and you can change the color as you want. And then there's this 100% again the opacity thing. There are more options in the stroke version, like there's center, inside, and outside. So if you will see without without the stroke, my rectangle is somewhat till here. I'll just add guidelines over here so that it's visible. So these are the proportions of my rectangle. Now when I turn on the stroke, now you will see that the stroke is turned on inside. Okay, so these strokes are within the guidelines. Later if I change it to outside, now these were the original proportions, and the stroke is outside the old original element, and the same in the center it will be both inside and outside. Then there is the option to change the stroke width. You can switch it to anything between, I think, 0 point something to anything until it covers up the whole element. And there's this 4 line sort of thing. When you click this and go to custom, it will give you option to change stroke according to the way you want. Like I'll just show it. So basically it all gives you option to change stroke for each side separately instead of keeping them all the same. And once your artboard is like ready, like for example I'll show with this one. So once your artboard is ready, you will see on selecting an artboard there's this export option at the bottom. So basically the export option has the first drop down and export option is this size option, where you will see that currently 1x is written. So basically when you're working on a design file, first you have an artboard which is comparatively small in size, but when you have to export it, you want to export it in like a comparatively larger size possible, so that the design quality is higher. So generally we export it at 2x or 3x depending on the size of the artboard. Then there's this option to export in PNG, JPG, SVG, or PDF, and at then there's this export button. And before exporting, if you want, you can also search the see how it like the preview of how it comes at as exported. So like this was the basic tools of Figma, and apart from this I will just show you how the right click works. So when you press the right click, a certain list of options appear. First one is the copy and copy paste, or like the first four options are basic copy paste, like just like any other application, they have the same purpose in Figma. Then this bring to front and send to back. Okay, so for example, if I paste this rectangle over here, now this rectangle is about the rectangle. This triangle is about the rectangle, but if I press the rectangle and then select bring to front, so basically it will move the rectangle layer above all the rest layers. And if I press send to back, it will do the opposite of that. Then sometime like when you're working with various files in Figma, sorry, various elements in Figma, so you have to like you may require to group them. So because generally it gets very congested without grouping them and it's hard to organize things. So you can press your shift key and press on various elements over like this, and then right click and press the group selection option. So basically both the elements are now grouped and they both can be moved together. Okay. Now same way there is the ungroup option, and there's leave the flat, and then the stroke thing is the same which I showed you before. Leave the flat and then the users mask option, and below ones you will see that there's a flip horizontal and flip vertical. So I have selected this triangle, and if I press the flip vertical option, basically it will turn the object around its symmetric or vertically symmetric. It will make it vertically symmetric. And same way, wait a second, if I press the vertical flip horizontal option, it will show its horizontal mirror image. So that was the UI of Figma. Now Pranjali, can you take over?
Yeah, sure.
Do you people have any doubts or anything, any queries you wish to ask?
No.
Okay, Pranjali, take over.
I'll just share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, so Utkarsh just explained you the basic tools of Figma. I'll be telling you about why design is important. So the first time you open any app or a website, am I audible?
Yes, now you're audible. Yeah.
So I was saying that whenever you open any website or an app, design is the first thing you notice, and it makes it the first impression of how the website or app works. If you don't find the right buttons of your choice or whatever you're trying to find, your first instinct is to close that website or app. So to make the design better is the best way to keep the users engaged on that website. A good and a bad UI design are two very important differences you need to understand. That if your UI design is bad, customers won't stay on your website, and if it's good, they'll try to explore it more and more. So this is just an example of a screen that was so here you can see that the screen is very clean. All the elements are placed in a very balanced way and it looks visually appealing. There's a very famous example of a ketchup bottle and how its design has evolved. So first, the ketchup bottle was a vertical standing bottle and you had to tilt it to squeeze the ketchup out. It was very difficult for the user, and often it was excess of ketchup used to come out. Now it has the ketchup bottle design has evolved, and it's now a squeezable bottle, which is upside down, and just with one squeeze, and you can get the desired ketchup amount. So the amount is not really a hazard now. So this is how the ketchup bottle design has evolved. The first bottle you see is visually appealing, but it's not very user friendly. So this is called the UI. That what you see is the UI. And the second bottle is, it's also visually appealing, but the user experience, how it works, is also beneficial to the customer. This is called the UX. How the UI works, how the app works is called the UX. And what you see on the screen is the UI. So this is a visual representation of the same, that if you see an iceberg, just the tip of the iceberg is visibly seen to the eyes. That is called the UI. What you see is the UI and the working of it. What is beneath the sea, the rest of the iceberg, is the UX. So the UX involves all the placing, the wireframes, the structure of the whole website, and what all elements should be there, how it functions, what button you should click to get what screen is called the UX, and how you place them is the UI. Any questions till now?
I didn't understand the difference in UI and UX.
Okay, so basically, for example, you open WhatsApp. The first screen you see is the chat options, like who all you texted, etc. So that is the UI. What you see is the UI. And when you click on it, when you click on one chat, you see the second screen. That is also the UI of a screen. But the transition between it, when you click on it, how do you know that what will open up? And basically, on clicking, the the builder of the website, basically he decides what to open on what click of the button. So for example, you click on the chat and the chat screen opens up. That is called the UX, how it works. And UI is what you see on the screen, the elements, how they are placed, the text size, the text font, and the color, etc. That is the UI, how it looks to you visually.
One thing I'd like to add, so like the full form of UI is user interface and the full form of UX is user experience. So the difference is that when you look at a design, like the first glance you have at the design, you have few thoughts in your mind which come like, okay, this design is appealing, it's minimal, it's satisfying. So all of that is the UI design, and then there's the UX part in which like the user experience. So the after you see all the design, like you try to explore around the website and how easy it is for you to navigate around the website, how friendly you find the website on after using it. So all of that comes under the UX session or UX part.
Okay, got it. Understood.
Just give me 1 minute, I'll just show something. I've sent a link in the chat window. Please open it. So basically, it's a small game sort of thing, just so that you people find it fun. So basically, it shows like how good of a designer you are right now. So basically, in the
Utkarsh, I don't
game,
think so. The chat is visible.
The chart isn't accessible.
oh wait, I just give the access. Is it visible now?
No.
I think Manisha has turned off the chat feature. Wait, I'll try to fix it. Or
Can
else
you
I
post
just,
it in the Discord?
Utkarsh, you
yeah,
can send it
sure.
on the Discord. I think everyone
Okay, I'll
has an
send it
account.
over there. Okay, so like this is basically just a small game to see your eyesight skills. So first of all, when you start the game, there will be a black dot present somewhere inside a shape. So you have to tell whether the black dot is present exactly at the center of the shape or not. So it's like you will see 10 such images and you will get a score out of 10. So please try the game and tell if anyone gets a score higher than 7 or 8. Like that's really good. Are you guys trying the game?
Yes.
So how much did you guys score?
I got a 6.
That's like really good for a first try. What about the rest of you? Chahat Jay?
Are you guys playing the game? At least unmute and answer. Are you playing the game?
Yes.
Yes.
Do tell us your scores at the end. You can send us your scores on the Discord channel itself.
Okay, so that was it for today, and the game which we gave, please try to get full on full. That's like a really good score, and still what you got right now, that is also good. And just for today, try to explore the basic features of Figma, which I told right now. Try to explore the basic shapes and try to make something out of it. We'll continue it tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. Now you all can leave. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
About,
Bye.
Bhaiya, about the problem I had with Figma. Can we do
Yeah,
that?
sure. So
I'll just
explain the
make you the
problem a bit.
presenter. I'll make you the
Uh,
presenter. You can share your screen.
yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
So I opened this and it directly opened up Figma and only the exe file was there. So right now this is open and I tried to pin it.
It's actually not visible for us. Could you please share your whole screen? We are only able to see the file explorer.
I'll share it again. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible.
So I tried to add the app to my desktop, so I couldn't find it. Recently with Figma, I'm searching here. Nothing, only this.
You can pin it in the taskbar right now if you want.
So do I always have to open the exe file? Because
No, close Figma right now. Now just press the Figma button and it will open the Figma app.
earlier when I clicked it, it showed a loading button and it didn't open. Oh,
This thing works for you, right? Present in the taskbar right now.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Any more queries and stuff? Any doubts? Okay, then you all can leave. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, hello.
रुक जा, let me stop the recording.
तूने तूने